I think the entire team is pretty positive about the future. We just have to keep working hard every day. Like the two losses, they don't matter now. The season lasts the whole year. You have split one. If we miss Shanghai, well then we just have to focus on split two from there.
Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview covering VCT Americas Stage 1. I'm here accompanied this time by Apoth of Evil Geniuses, who are just coming off of a loss to Cloud9 in said stage. So, Apoth, thank you so much, like I said before, for giving me this time for this interview. I mean, yeah, like covering this recent series, losing once again, this time to Cloud9, what are your initial thoughts, initial reactions to this kind of result?
We're coming into this match pretty confident. I think last match we didn't play a game that much, meaning that that we practiced, we didn't really bring them onto the stage. But this time, I think we played a lot more of our game, so that shows a lot of improvement. And I think this time we lost due to just small things that come with experience, come with sometimes luck. So yeah, I think we're feeling a lot better about this loss compared to the last loss, but obviously still not great. Still not feeling that great. Things to work on for sure.
Can you elaborate exactly as to what those little things are that led to, this result happening for you guys?
It's super small things like sometimes you just get caught up in the moment and you overpeak and you get punished for it. Sometimes you don't hear your teammate. Sometimes you're just a little too antsy. You're feeling the nerves and you just feel pressure to make a play when you don't have to do anything. Just small examples like that.
Then did that said, did you feel like you were experiencing that kind of issues, for yourself mostly specifically, or anything else of the like that kind of affected you individually?
Yeah, those kind of mistakes is what I feel like I made a couple of times in the match today. Not really so much because of nerves. They just sometimes they just happen, and you have to assume responsibility when things like that happen. Yeah, because you can chalk it up to luck, or you can take responsibility for it. And I think, yeah,
Yeah, and just looking over to the entire series overall, of course, you guys started off well, winning on Lotus Cloud9's pick for that map. But then, of course, obviously you guys falling to Sunset and then and most recently to Split. And yeah, you mentioned a little bit about the issues that you guys have been facing, but more so just looking into from Lotus to Sunset and Split. When did you kind of had that kind of feeling that there was a sudden a turn in the team's form and just mental slash performance state against Cloud9? When did that kind of thing happen for you?
I think it happened over time. I can't really pinpoint one moment when it happened, but the momentum just kind of shifted slowly as mistakes were starting to happen, and they started getting rounds on us. That's really it. The rounds that were super close just simply went their way, and the momentum slowly shifted after that.
Yeah, and taking a little bit of a focus onto Split, of course, obviously it didn't go the way, you guys wanted. And yeah, it was definitely a display of, I would say, struggles on the attacking side, just sometimes for a moment, repeatedly hitting A. Just how did you kind of see the team struggles in that map specifically in Split?
We got caught off. I wouldn't say we got caught off guard, but they punished us hard and they fought very well where they wanted to fight, and that's usually something that we're 100% prepared for, right? Like at every point in our default, we were ready to fight them if they want to fight us. But today, I think we were just off a little bit in our positioning, in our anti-flash positioning, or our communication of where they are, where they're going to fight, and be, and because they played so proactively and took those fights, it just it put a halt to our defense, our defaults for sure.
Yeah, and unfortunately, with another loss, second loss into this stage as of now, it's a continuation of losing to G2 the week before, and just compounding that with right now, another loss for this week. Just looking at the team's overall progression so far in stage one, I know you've already mentioned a little bit about, like I said before, issues for this team in this match specifically, but more so just now focusing in an overall sense for the entire stage. Um, I mean, simple question like, what do you think is kind of affecting the team to just not play to the level that you guys want to play at?
It's a little bit of experience, a little bit of we need more. I wouldn't say we need more time, but time helps for sure. Um, I know from I mean when I say experience, I'm talking about myself mainly because that's the only perspective I can see from. But uh, yeah, I think the entire team is pretty positive about the future. We just have to keep working hard every day. You know, like the two losses, they don't matter now, right? The season lasts the whole year. You have split one. If we miss Shanghai, well then we just have to focus on split two from there. So that's the mentality that I think we all have, and we just have to keep working hard every single day.
So it's like a gradual kind of thing, that's the kind of approach that you guys are just taking compared to the other teams. Just a gradual thing, as long as the results show, later on down the line, right?
As long as we feel that we're improving every single day, because no, the results are not happening right now. It would have been great to win the last two matches, but we might win the next three. We might lose the next three. We might we might be a new team in split two, even if split one doesn't go well. I mean, we'll see what the future tells, but I mean, yeah, we just we just
Of
have to
course.
focus on tomorrow every single day. That's it.
Of course, yeah, of course, we'll be seeing what the future holds, as you said. But we can talk about the present and also the past, and more specifically now focusing on yourself, Apoth. You mentioned a little bit about your experience and how you don't have as much compared to the other of your teammates within this EG side. Of course, I'm talking about Jogamo and Derek, a little bit of Superman, tier two, tier one, whatever the case may be. But yeah, like for you specifically, stepping into the main lineup of EG for this year after, playing on the reserve side for all of 2023. I mean, how have you kind of been fitting in to this new stage for you specifically? What are the biggest challenges that you feel you've been experiencing so far?
I think it's been super fun. I find that I'm happy that I get to play again in official matches because last year I just had to watch everyone play for an entire year. Um, I think just the biggest challenge are the growing pains because I'm the quote unquote rookie of the team. I'm coming in trying to prove myself, trying to improve a lot from the player that I used to be. So every single day I have to put in a lot of work to change small things that might give us an advantage in games. Just practice that discipline within the rounds. So yeah, the biggest challenge is just the process of growing every single day and challenging myself to change the way that I think, change the way that I play, just in a 1% kind of way every single day.
I can only imagine what it must be like just to be on the sidelines, for an entire year. Because I know you guys have been credited, for setting the foundation for that, main EG side to winning champions 2023 and against scrims and stuff like that. But yeah, like how difficult was it, just to just kind of not play, not compete, in an actual official and just having to just stay focused and just preparing for the sake of the lineup. How much of a difficult was
I
that?
mean, if I have to be completely honest, like if we're talking to put it in perspective, I just played video games and tried to help five other guys improve at the game every single day. That's all I had to do. So I mean, I got paid to do that, and honestly, that's a blessed situation to be in. Obviously, it was not great because I didn't get to play matches. That perspective of it was not great, but I still got to play the game and get paid to play the game. So I was happy about that. Yeah, just just got to put it in perspective sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. What's been the one thing that kind of stood out to you so far in just playing with, as I said, experienced teammates and just learning under them and just trying to understand how they play and just how they compose themselves, be it in and out of the server.
Definitely, it's a big spectrum of things that I'm taking away from them. One is probably just like the work ethic. Everyone works a lot harder in tier one, obviously. It's the mentality. A lot of people think that the life of a pro is all about the hustle and the grind, and and it's super like, how do I put it? It's super stressful, but at the end of the day, you're just playing a video game, right? So everyone who plays at a high level, I think many of them would say that the one of the most important things is to remember to have fun. And yeah, I mean those two things are something the big things that I take away from my teammates. And I mean not just my teammates, a lot of pros in general that I connect with.
Potter has been talking about how she's been trying to install the system and how and how that kind of relates to the system that she put in place last season. And for you to be a part of different systems for 2023, 2024, how would you kind of describe this year's system, and what are the kind of things that you guys are just kind of prioritizing for the benefit of the team's form, performance, and just strategy making?
Last year, we didn't really have much of a system, if I'm being honest. It was just 5 players on the reserve team trying to be the best that they could be to help the main team improve. But I guess this year, I'm not really sure what system she's talking about, but I'm sure that she has a vision for the team and she's trying to put all the pieces together in a way that she thinks will bring the best out of all of our abilities, right? Which is probably what she did last year. And I think sometimes you don't have to really know what piece you are on the table, or you don't have to be too aware of that. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure she has a plan, and I trust the plan. I know the player that I am. I see how she's trying to develop me, so that's all I'm really focused about. And I just trust that my teammates are going through the same process.
Yeah, of course, fair enough. One more question before I wrap it up. Now that you guys are currently 0-2 and you just take things week by week as you've been saying, what do you think is going to be the one thing that the team has to just focus on the most um, for stage one, rest of stage one, and then the future? And on top of that, what is one thing that you kind of had to just address the most?
I think for the team, we just have to remember the ways in which we're losing, because I think we all feel that the rounds are super close, and the small micro decisions that happen within the rounds are deciding these rounds. So we just have to remember the losses, like the individual round losses, not just the maps. But I would say the same thing for me. It's small decisions in rounds, over peaking, not hearing your teammate, not asking for utility sometimes, that kind of thing. Just super small things that you have to chip away at it slowly, every single day until more often than not you're making the right decision, and then at that point you'll see it come to fruition on stage.
And hopefully that does happen for you guys in due time, whether it is next week or in the future. Apoth, thank you so much for taking the time once again for doing this interview. Really appreciate it, and best of luck goes to you, to the team, but most importantly for you.
Thank you.